Now, Good Morning Northwest, breaking news out of Deer Park. One person has been found dead in a burning house. Destiny Richards will have a live report.
We're talking about a bit of a frosty, foggy start today, and freezing fog is taking its effect on the roadways, so take it easy. We also have some snow in the forecast. That's coming your way.
And this streak is over. The longest home court winning streak in the nation, blown last night to a team Gonzaga hadn't lost to in 13 years. You're watching Good Morning Northwest here on 4 News Now. Good morning and thanks for waking up with us. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Robin Nance. It is Friday, January 20th. And we begin with breaking news of a house fire in Deer Park.
All right, Destiny Richards is live on the scene. And Destiny, you've just learned that this fire is now fatal.
That's right. The Spokane County Fire District 4 fire crews here, they just told us that one person has died in this fire. This is what we're looking at right now. They made good.
I'm so sorry. We're having some technical difficulties.
They don't believe anyone else was.
Go ahead, Destiny.
I'm sorry. They thought that there were 2 people unaccounted for, but there is only one person they believe was in the house at the time of the fire, and that one person is dead. They're bringing in more equipment just to help mop out this fire right now, and they have Spokane County Sheriff's Office here as well, just to work on traffic control and to assist in the investigation. Of course, we'll remain on scene as this develops this morning. Reporting live in Deer Park, Destiny Richards, 4 News Now.
All right, Destiny, thank you so much.
All right, let's check in with Mark and our first alert forecast, and you will likely be dealing with some fog this morning.
Yeah, we're tracking that throughout downtown, out into the valley and beyond, but not so much into Coeur d'Alene. So again, we do have that fog, which looks to be getting a little better. We're sitting at 26 degrees, and if you park outdoors, chances are you got frost on the windshield, and we're just really asking you to make sure to clean your windshields and your side view so you know what's around you. It is that frosty start. The patchy freezing fog does exist. It's been moving around a little bit, but mainly into the valleys. Light snow coming in for tomorrow afternoon, and then we'll be freezing next week. We look at the satellite and radar. Really not looking at a lot of energy in the form of rain or snow. A little bit up into the Puget Sound, a little bit of snow into areas around Montana, but nothing of consequence at this time. We're going to see that change tomorrow night. Temperatures today into the mid-30s. We're going to see that from Grand Coulee all the way through Spokane into Coeur d'Alene, and then all the way south into Pullman. Lewiston at 42. We're going to have temperatures in the low 40s for Moses Lake. Over the next 12 hours, again, we've got the fog this morning, 26. We're sitting at 25 degrees, 30 at 11 o'clock. Our high today into the mid-30s. We'll see that throughout much of the afternoon.
And new this morning from the Breaking Now desk. In just a few hours, about 2 hours now, Washington lawmakers will hear a bill that would make it mandatory for members of the clergy to report child abuse. Specifically, House Bill 1098 would require members of the clergy to report child abuse or neglect to law enforcement if they have reasonable cause to believe it happened. The bill says any member who knowingly fails to make a report is guilty of a misdemeanor unless that information is obtained as a result, of a confession, which is protected under clergy penitent privilege. Currently, Washington is one of the only states in the country that does not list clergy members as mandatory reporters. The bill was first introduced by Senator Noel Frame, a Democrat from Seattle. She says, as a survivor of childhood sexual abuse, the issue is personal, stating, quote, "I just think the idea that clergy have a duty to report when they hear about sexual abuse has got to be a no-brainer. When nobody is telling anybody, it doesn't stop and victims don't get the support they need." Like I mentioned earlier, clergy members do not have to report the abuse if it was disclosed during confession, and Frame hopes that keeping the confession exception will make it more likely to pass. The bill's hearing begins at 8 a.m. this morning. That's set for in Olympia. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
A Colorado man says he was sexually abused around 100 times by his Catholic priest when he was an altar boy.
Now 38-year-old Scott Verde is filing a lawsuit against that priest, as well as the Archdiocese of Denver, claiming they are at fault because they knew that he would pose a risk to children even before he was ordained as a priest.
With my abuser specifically, they knew about it since he was in seminary. And so I'd ask the Archbishop to make sure that he's doing something different and he's taking this seriously, because the Catholic Church has not been really held accountable for just how much abuse occurred.
The lawsuit comes following a new law that allows victims to sue regardless of how much time has passed since it happened. Verde claims he was abused between 1998 and 2003. The lawsuit targets Timothy Evans, who was convicted in 2007 of abusing other teens. He was paroled in 2020.
I saw that my abuser was released from prison about 5 years early from a sexual assault case that occurred at the same time that my abuse did. And I saw that Colorado legislature enabled like a look-back window. And it was always something I regretted not coming forward at the time.
Verde says his abuser told him no one would believe him if he told someone. He says he couldn't talk about what happened to him for a very long time, let alone file a lawsuit. About 24 other states have extended or eliminated their statute of limitation laws. From gun violence to online school threats, parents say they're worried about their kids' safety at school.
Yeah, to ease some of those concerns, though, the Central Valley School District talked about their efforts to improve school safety and open up the floor to hear from parents. From the shooting at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, to the swatting situation here at Lewis and Clark High School, Central Valley says its safety plan is a combination of lessons. Maria Garcia Bachman, who attended the information night, has one of her children completely online, and another has a hybrid schedule because of safety concerns.
What's your biggest fear?
That my kids will be shot at school, and that I will be standing outside with all of the rest of the parents waiting for the news, and that the parents in the area will not care.
Central Valley Superintendent, who is also in attendance, said they'll be working on improving protocols and on the concerns brought up in the meeting. You can find a link to the current safety plan for the Central Valley School District on our website, KXLY.com.
The FBI is investigating a series of attacks and threats against reproductive health facilities. The attacks include acts of arson and vandalism in several states, including Washington, Oregon, and Colorado. Attackers are also accused of throwing a Molotov cocktail at a health center in California. Attackers targeted pro and anti-abortion establishments, including one Planned Parenthood and several crisis pregnancy centers. The FBI is offering a $25,000 reward for information that helps identify the people responsible for the attacks. The longest home win streak in the nation has finally come to an end.
Yeah, Gonzaga fell to Loyola Marymount inside the McCarthy Athletic Center, giving the Lions their first win in Spokane since 1991. The Zags trailed by as many as 9 points before staging a late comeback. Anton Watson with the steal and the slam to tie it. GU would take the lead on a Drew Timme free throw, but with 14 seconds to go, Cam Shelton scores over Timme for the last of his 27 points as the Zags' 75-game home winning streak is now over 68-67. The final. We'll have much more on the upset later in sports.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Good morning, Northwest time. Now 6:08.
Mark is back and lots of fog to talk about this morning, but not for everybody.
Right. Can I blame the Zags for the frosty start? I get charged for it all the time. Hey, yesterday we had a few breaks, but that cloud cover was with us throughout much of the day. It looks like another day like that is on the way. We'll have more on where the fog is and how long it'll last coming up.
The U.S. has reached its debt ceiling. Coming up, what that means and how it'll affect everyone who relies on the government for a paycheck.
And more than $300,000 for security cameras at one Spokane high school. The reasoning behind the big price tag after the break.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Silver Mountain Resort in Kellogg, Idaho.
It's the final days of the Epic Sell-Off at Furniture Row. Find epic savings on living, dining, bedroom, and mattresses. Plus 3 years, no interest. Epic styles, epic selection. All with epic savings. Only at Furniture Row. Hurry, sale ends Thursday.
Well, looks like our surgery patient is feeling better today.
Yep, I didn't need any oxy today. I thought I'd do a little surgery on the drain.
Huh. Do you need your pain pills anymore?
No.
Well, we should get them out of the house. There are places to drop them off.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I can do that right now.
And I will look at the drain.
Prevent opioid misuse. Find safe medication return options near you at med-project.org.
At Gold Seal Plumbing, we do one thing, and we do it well. We're plumbers. In fact, we're the largest plumbing company in the region, and we're proud to say we've been voted the best plumbing company since 2009. We give you upfront pricing so you know exactly what you'll pay before we start. and we do everything from drain cleaning to trench and sewer repair. So if you want your plumbing done right the first time, call a plumber. And call the best. Call Gold Seal Plumbing. We're on our way.
Oh yeah, it's Globetrotter game time. Get ready for the Harlem Globetrotters 2023 World Tour. Presented by Jersey Mike Subs. All new, non-stop action, amazing basketball skills, 4-point shots, high-flying dunks, and more. Get tickets for the whole family, where you can be part of the action. Playing Spokane Arena and Beasley Coliseum January 23rd and 30th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com/EastWA.
I'm Chad Young from the Easy Home Buyer, and I pay cash for houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast for cash, call us today for your no-obligation as-is cash offer. We buy houses in any condition, and there are no fees, no commissions, and no repairs. We buy houses with tenants, fixer-uppers, bare land, even haunted houses. Woo! Call us today or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
It's the epic sell-off at Denver Mattress, and that means everything is on sale. Like the Doctor's Choice Firm for only $664.99. Or check out the Summit Firm for only $332.49. Plus 3 years no interest and free shipping. The epic sell-off. On now at Denver Mattress.
Hi, welcome back. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. The Treasury Department is taking extraordinary measures to keep paying the government's bills now that the U.S. has hit its borrowing limit.
Social Security recipients, military troops, and others will continue to get their money until at least early June. Capitol Hill lawmakers and the White House have until then to raise or suspend the $31 trillion debt ceiling. Republicans want to see cuts in federal spending first. The White House says no negotiations.
Netflix is seeing a surge in subscribers. The company declaring a gain of nearly 8 million subscribers in the fourth quarter. That's a time frame including the debut of a plan with commercials for $7 a month, which is less than half the price of its most popular ad-free plan. Netflix also announcing the departure of co-founder Reed Hastings as co-CEO. He's headed the company for more than 20 years.
Our Friday morning 10-second takeaway. It's a cold, foggy start downtown Spokane. Elsewhere, it's cold. Winter layers this morning as everyone gets ready to head out to work and school. 35-hour high today.
You are looking at one of the security cameras already in place at the Lewis and Clark High School parking lot. During Wednesday night's school board meeting, a unanimous vote approved the addition of even more cameras in that parking lot.
Now, more than 30 cameras are on the way at a cost of more than $300,000. Those new cameras will be monitored by school administrators. LC students have been victims to a decent amount of crimes in that parking lot, and the school hopes these cameras will bring an increased sense of security to campus.
Cameras are monitored by a lot of our administrators and our safety and security. They're not monitored 100% of the time. They're more reactionary to events than they are procedures to stop events.
The new cameras will be installed and in use within the next 2 months. And again, as we've been saying, very needed in that area for sure. Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:13.
Actor Alec Baldwin charged in the movie set shooting death. The enhanced charges prosecutors are seeking and the potential prison time he's looking at if he is convicted.
And do your kids spend too much time on Instagram? Coming up a little bit later, the new tool the social media platform is making available to give kids a break.
Here we grow again. Even more fun is headed to Spokane Tribe Casino. You love Caesars Sportsbook, the Grill and Bar, and larger variety of games we recently added. Gear up for a new food court, a completely smoke-free gaming area, a state-of-the-art entertainment venue, and more. Things just keep getting better. Get in on the $100,000 giveaway and your chance at the $50,000 grand prize in honor of 5 great years of Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
Act now and save on a top-rated GE French door refrigerator at Fred's Appliance.
Save $400 on a family-size GE French door fridge marked down to only $15.99.
This GE fridge has an internal water dispenser and a factory-installed filtered ice maker.
With LED lighting and flexible shelving, this fridge is loaded with features.
Fred's has this GE French door in stock and on sale for only $15.99. Get your new refrigerator today.
The biggest Tempur-Pedic event of the year is on right now at More Furniture.
Your best night's rest is available at an incredible value.
Choose the Tempur-Pedic that suits your sleep style and outfit your bed with a free set of sheets, mattress protector, and 2 free Tempur-Pedic pillows.
We will also remove your old mattress with free white glove delivery of your new one.
Plus, you can take a full 72 months to pay with interest-free financing. Don't wait. The biggest Tempur-Pedic sale of the year is on now, only at More Furniture.
4 News Now and STCU are recognizing volunteers who make a difference in our community. Today we honor Michelle Grove.
As a volunteer board member, Michelle works tirelessly to ensure Styx diabetes programs can serve children now and for years to come.
It's a volunteer job, but it's so worth every minute we can put into it.
Michelle's been a volunteer with the Styx program for 7 years. Its mission is to help minimize the impact of diabetes for children and their families. Thanks to STCU for helping make sure volunteers count.
Life is full of tough times for all of us. And for those struggling with anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, or mental health issues, it can be too much to handle sometimes. Luckily, help and hope are closer than you know. Inland Northwest Behavioral Health provides compassionate inpatient and outpatient care that empowers wellness and inspires hope. Just walk in or call. There's no referral needed. We're here to help. Inland Northwest Behavioral Health. We will get through this. Find out how we can help today.
When you've been seriously injured, choosing the right legal team is the most important decision you'll make. Craig Swap & Associates is a top personal injury law firm for one reason: we win.
If you or a loved one has been seriously injured, our team of winning attorneys is here for you. We'll review your case for free and start working immediately to win the compensation you deserve. Craig Swap & Associates, one call, that's all.
4 News Now is brought to you by Chewelah Casino.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Welcome back. Actor Alec Baldwin is facing manslaughter charges for the deadly shooting on the set of his movie, Rust. But legal analysts say if this case goes to trial, prosecutors will face an uphill battle. ABC's Andrew Dimbert reports.
The felony criminal charges prosecutors are pursuing against Alec Baldwin could result in the actor spending 5 years in prison if he's convicted.
Alec Baldwin and the armorer here, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, have had the book thrown at them.
The district attorney in New Mexico says Baldwin and the film's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, will each face 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter for the deadly shooting on the set of Rust. Baldwin's prop gun somehow fired a live bullet, killing cinematographer Helena Hutchins and wounding the movie's director.
They were not doing the things that they should have been doing in order to have a safety conscious and certainly with guns, a gun conscious movie set.
One of the involuntary manslaughter charges carries a penalty of anything from no jail time to 18 months. But prosecutors added what's called a firearm enhancement to the second charge.
They've said that's one possible charge, and another one that a jury could consider would be an involuntary manslaughter count which involves more than just negligence.
Court documents show Gutierrez-Reed and assistant director Dave Halls handled the gun before Baldwin. Investigators say Halls, who struck a plea deal, said cold gun on the set, meaning no live rounds were being used. In an interview with George Stephanopoulos, Baldwin insisted he did not pull the trigger.
So you never pulled the trigger?
No.
But an FBI report found the gun could not have fired without pulling the trigger. In a new statement, Baldwin's lawyer says Mr. Baldwin had no reason to believe there was a live bullet in the gun or anywhere on the movie set. A lawyer for Gutierrez-Reed called the investigation flawed. The district attorney says a magistrate judge will now determine if there's enough evidence to move toward a trial. Authorities say 6 live rounds were found on the set, and they have not determined how they got there. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
All right, take another look at the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena, which at least we think that's what it is because it's real foggy. Are you sounding the foghorn?
It's a foghorn.
Foghorn Leghorn. Good morning, everybody.
I'll say. All those young people have no idea what we're talking about.
That's true. For those of you who remember Saturday morning cartoons, you're smiling right now. By the way, it's a Friday, so it's Saturday Eve day. Here we go, 35 degrees. We are going to see that patchy fog really into the downtown corridor, stretching out into the valley, but it looks as if it's fairly limited right now, but it always has the ability to move. Tonight, temperature down 24, more freezing fog potential tomorrow. Winds are going to be light. Now, we look at the temperatures right now. We're into the mid-20s, 24 into Coeur d'Alene, 24 Lookout Pass. If you're going to be skiing, we have a ski report coming up in about a half an hour that's very positive for all of those who want to hit some fresh powder. We do have for the 4-day forecast. Now, pay attention. Here we go. We got to get through Friday. We're going to have some variable clouds, no big whoop. But Saturday, we're going to see that potential for light snow coming in. Heavier snows for the mountains, don't get me wrong. Mountain passes, if you're going to be traveling east or west on I-90 and then up through, areas of the other passes, you're going to see that impact the drive. But lower elevations, it's not going to last long and it's going to kick. And by Sunday, we're looking pretty good. We might even see a little bit of sunshine for Sunday. That would be really nice. Now, we look at what we can expect when it comes to our temperatures. And, I wanted to show you the mountain passes right now. Traction tires advised for Stevens, Snoqualmie Pass, 4th of July, and Lookout looking pretty good. Might be some light fog at Lookout, but that's about it. And things are looking nice for travel today. Remember, tomorrow we're going to see the change. So we look at our forecasted highs. We're going to stay relatively simple, mid-30s. That is going to be the setup. The planning forecast calls for mid-30s through Saturday. And then next week, it's going to be freezing. Freezing. Put something on. It's freezing outside. And that will be true with highs of just 32 expected.
Okie dokie.
I'd like to be in the 40s a little more, but it'll be fine. All right, good morning, Northwest. Time is 6:21. It was a shocker at the McCarthy Athletic Center.
Yeah, sure was. Loyola Marymount snapped Gonzaga's 75-game home winning streak behind that guy, Cam Shelton. We'll hear from the Zags and tell you what it means for their NCAA tournament seed next.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for cash, as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
Is one casino really any better than the next? Well, at Northern Quest, we've got the largest gaming floor in the region, not to mention the most slot titles, the most payouts, the largest selection of table games, the lowest minimum bets, the highest maximum bets, and a state-of-the-art sports book. So you tell us. Northern Quest, yes, the best. Don't miss our $50,000 Cool Cash Hot Seats giveaway, January 12th and 26th.
Frozen water pipes are a serious risk during cold winter weather. When water freezes in a pipe, it can be a disaster for your home and your wallet. If you're not properly prepared, don't wait until it's too late. At Mainstream, we know exactly what it takes to keep your family safe during the cold season. So call or visit us online today.
Weather Alert Days on 4 News Now.
That means weather that could be a threat to your family's safety.
The First Alert Weather Team pinpoints the most impactful and dangerous days, warning you early, on air and online. Weather Alert Days, another way we're keeping you safe on 4 News Now.
Ironstone Furniture and Fire is making room for new inventory. For a limited time, you can create your ideal space and save on in-stock selections. Sofas, chairs, tables, and more. Comfortable and beautiful furniture makes a house feel like home. Visit our showroom, Ironstone Furniture and Fire in Coeur d'Alene.
Communities in School surrounds kids with a community of support to achieve success in school and life.
CIS provides critical resources like food, clothing, and tutoring so kids can focus on their education. CIS helps kids succeed inside the classroom and beyond.
Numerica is honored to partner with organizations like Communities in Schools who enhance lives, fulfill dreams, and build communities.
Check out more organizations that make our community stronger at numericacu.com.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for cash, as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
January 18th, 2018. That was the last time the Gonzaga Bulldogs men's basketball team lost a home game. Fast forward almost exactly 5 years later, and that 75-game win streak is no more as Loyola Marymount came into the McCarthy Athletic Center and stole the game 67-66. This was a game that Gonzaga simply couldn't shake all night long as they struggled to shoot the ball from all points of the court, and the Lions pounced on the opportunity, going up by as many as 7 with just under 3 minutes to play. Bulldogs were able to make a comeback and take take the lead with under a minute to play, but it was Cam Shelton with a game-winning layup that helped seal the deal and end all kinds of history in the process.
It was going to end sometime, and you know, it ended in a tough, hard-fought battle. Our guys battled back and had a shot to keep it going. But again, it's an unbelievable accomplishment by all our teams and actually by our fans in this community to post that big a number. And I don't think anybody's going to touch that thing for quite some time if you look across the landscape of college basketball.
The Bulldogs' hope of a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament are also probably gone this season. They'll next travel down to California to take on Pacific Saturday evening. The 75 games at home wasn't the only accomplishment that ended Thursday night. They also lost a 93-game unbeaten streak against unranked teams, 36 straight wins in the month of January, 25 against LMU, and 11 games overall. That'll wrap us up for Morning Sports.
All right, well, students can spend hours scrolling social media without even realizing how much time has gone by. But Instagram is rolling out a new feature that seems to be made for kids in school.
Yeah, it's called Quiet Mode, and it's meant to help users focus and set boundaries with friends and followers. When the feature is turned on, notifications will be paused, and the profile's activity status will say in quiet mode. That means if someone sends the user a direct message, Instagram will send an auto reply telling the sender quiet mode is on. The company frames quiet mode as a tool to help with studying. Instagram is updating its parental supervision tools too. When a teen changes their settings, parents can receive a notification of the change. Parents will also be able to view any accounts their teen has blocked. The change comes after years of scrutiny over the impact of social media on mental health, especially among young people. Good Morning Northwest time is 6:26.
All right, before we hit another break, here's your first look at what's coming up on Good Morning America, starting at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a small town secret hero, Hody Childress, known for his humility and kindness. But what people didn't realize is for nearly a decade, he was also donating $100 a month to the local pharmacy to help neighbors in need when they couldn't afford their own medicine.
He handed me a bill and it was folded up. I couldn't see what it was. He just said, the next time that happens, I want you to use this to help them out, and I want it to be anonymous.
Brooke Walker, the owner and pharmacist at Geraldine Drugs, saw firsthand how Hody's generosity helped so many people, and he almost took his secret with him, only revealing it to his children shortly before he died.
It wasn't surprising. There's more to Daddy than this one story. Daddy done a lot for everybody.
It's all coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Will Reeve, ABC News, New York.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means I cherish my memories, but I don't just look back on them. I look forward to the chance to make new ones every day with Verzenio.
Verzenio is proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant. Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
I'm making future memories every day with Verzenio.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Save your greed!
It's the final days of the Epic Sell-Off at Furniture Row. Find epic savings on living, dining, bedroom, and mattresses. Plus 3 years, no interest. Epic styles, epic selection. All with epic savings. Only at Furniture Row. Hurry, sale ends Thursday.
step forward is an achievement and a gift of hope. And at each hurdle, an encouraging hand. Joya, every child is limitless.
Not so fast, Omicron. New updated COVID boosters are now available to ages 6 months and older. So maximize your protection against Omicron and help reduce the spread. Book your updated booster with your pharmacy or healthcare provider.
It's the epic sell-off at Denver Mattress, and that means everything is on sale. Like the Doctor's Choice Firm for only $664.99. Or check out the Summit Firm for only $332.49. Plus 3 years no interest and free shipping. The epic sell-off, on now at Denver Mattress.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
The 4 News Now story tracker with the stories people are reading about this morning.
The Washington Department of Transportation says there are now fewer than 150 people living at Spokane's largest homeless camp. At its peak of more than 600 people, Camp Hope was once the size of a small town. You can see in this video how much Camp Hope has changed since November. The state says more work still needs to be done to make sure everyone at the camp gets the support they need to move to more permanent housing. But we begin this half hour again with this breaking news of a house fire in Deer Park.
Destiny Richards is live at the scene. And Destiny, you've learned that a body's been found in there.
That's right. The Spokane County Fire District 4 Fire Chief told us that one person has died in this fire, and they also just got the fire completely knocked out. Right now, they're just convening here on the scene. We also have the Spokane County Sheriff's Office here, and they are going to be helping with that investigation. But fire is out now, but still, this area is blocked off because, again, an investigation is about to get underway. Just know East A Street between South Colville Road and South Stevens Street is going to be closed for some time. And again, one person has died here, so just be aware if you're leaving out this morning in this area in Deer Park that they're going to be
unfortunately having some technical issues with our signal up there.
Yep, let's get to Mark now with a look at that forecast.
All right, good morning, everybody. So we do have some fog in the area, into the valley and into downtown Spokane, over into Coeur d'Alene. Things look better at 24 degrees and light fog. We have more dense fog, and again, driving in, we found slippery spots. So we do have some patchy freezing fog along with that frosty start for your windows. Light snow coming in Saturday. We're going to talk more about the timing on that and how much we could see, and then it'll be freezing next week when we talk about temperatures. So we look at the satellite and radar, and we do have, again, a clearing condition into the central part of the state. We still have a low cloud deck that's coming over eastern Washington, North Idaho, and again, that fog that we have that is dense in places in and around Spokane. So for today, we're going to be into the mid-30s. Sandpoint, 32 degrees. Boy, you want to see sunshine, you're going to have to go up to the top of many of our ski areas. They're looking pretty good. Ritzville, 36. Tri-Cities, heading down there, you're going to have 40 degrees. We'll feel almost balmy compared to what we're starting with this morning, into the mid-20s. Warming into the mid-30s by this afternoon. And again, that high today is going to stay into the mid-30s for the most part.
And news from the Breaking Now desk. President Biden has addressed the classified documents found at his home and office for the first time since a special counsel was appointed to look into the case. Biden addressed the investigation while visiting California yesterday. He was surveying the storm damage that destroyed several different parts of the state.
We have a serious problem here we're talking about what's going on, and the American people don't quite understand why you don't ask me questions about that. I think you're going to find there's nothing there. I have no regrets. I'm following what the lawyers have told me they want me to do. It's exactly what we're doing. There's no there.
The White House continues to promise to cooperate with newly appointed special counsel Robert Hur's investigation. But the administration is also blasting Republican-led inquiries into the documents in Congress as politically motivated. House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer now zeroing in on the Penn Biden Center, the office in Washington, D.C., where the first pages of classified documents were discovered. The committee now probing their donors and requesting visitor logs from the center. Comer also says he wants the identities of the Biden aides who conducted the searches released. Right now, Republicans are vowing to look into the administration's transparency and why the initial discovery of classified documents in November was made public in January, just after the midterm elections. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
Plagued by vandalism, crime, trash, even gunshots across the street, a church in downtown Spokane says it's had enough. It is time to move. For sale signs are up at Redemption Church. The historic building sits at the corner of 2nd and Division.
If you're familiar with that area, it's just off the freeway. There's a 7-Eleven at that intersection, and there used to be a Starbucks there as well. About 8 years ago, the church used that Starbucks as a gauge as to what this community spot would look like when they moved in. But since then, that Starbucks has closed because of safety concerns. Redemption Church says criminal activity in that area just keeps getting worse. It's dealing with broken windows, theft, and even gunshots nearby during a service. You can hear those shots very clearly in this video of a sermon
that you've set before us.
So after those two events, we really started looking seriously at what does our future here look like.
At the end of 2022, the church's insurance provider dropped its coverage because the location was too much of a liability. So Redemption is now looking for a new spot, which the pastor hopes will be within a few miles of its current location.
You are looking at 10 mummified crocodiles dating back to nearly 300 BC. Spanish archaeologists found an undisturbed tomb containing these images. The study says these crocodiles may have been used during rituals for the Egyptian god of water and fertility, who is often shown with a crocodile head.
I just can't get over how intact they are still.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Good morning, Northwest time is 6:36.
All right, back to Mark Peterson for a look at, well, we've got some snow coming in over the weekend.
This is going to be for Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. Now, we're going to see less than an inch of snow out of this, but Kellogg could see 1 to 2 inches, 2 to 4 inches into Lookout Pass. So Sunday morning travel into Montana could be a winter trip, but right now it's a foggy trip. We want you to allow for extra time. Make sure you're bundled up. It's a cold one out there.
And no, they're not playing video games here. How Spokane police are using virtual reality to train the next generation of officers when Good Morning Northwest continues.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
It's the final days of the epic sell-off at Furniture Row. Find epic savings on living, dining, bedroom, and mattresses. Plus 3 years, no interest. Epic styles, epic selection. All with epic savings. Only at Furniture Row. Hurry, sale ends Thursday.
Let's wave the flag together. Hello, I'm Mark Peterson with 4 News Now, presenting the Great American Flag Swap. Bring your old tattered flag to Dave Smith in Kellogg, Idaho on January 25th, and in exchange, you'll receive a new American-made flag from Uncle Sam's Flag and Gift.
Dave Smith Motors has been serving the local community for over 50 years, and we're proud to support the Great American Flag Swap. If you've visited our dealership in the Silver Valley, you know how much we value our country and its national symbol of freedom. Dave Smith Motors, honoring our veterans and all who serve.
Choosing the right legal team is the most important decision you'll make. Craig Swap & Associates is a top personal injury law firm for one reason: we win.
Craig Swap & Associates, one call, that's all.
I'm Chad Young from the Easy Home Buyer, and I pay cash for houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast for cash, call us today for your no-obligation as-is cash offer. We buy houses in any condition, and there are no fees, no commissions, and no repairs. We buy houses with tenants, fixer-uppers, bare land, even haunted houses. Woo! Call us today or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. Attention cancer victims who use the weed killer Roundup. A federal jury unanimously found that Monsanto's popular weed killer Roundup was a substantial factor in causing cancer. You may be entitled to financial compensation. If you or a loved one used Roundup weed killer and were diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, call the number on your screen now.
Call 1-800-339-3149.
It's the epic sell-off at Denver Mattress, and that means everything is on sale. Like the Doctor's Choice Firm for only $664.99. Or check out the Summit Firm for only $332.49. Plus 3 years no interest and free shipping. The epic sell-off, on now at Denver Mattress.
It is 6:39. What you're looking at isn't somebody playing a video game. It's police training. Officers at the Spokane Police Academy are using virtual reality as a training tool. Spokane police say the new tool helps build a better officer and keeps the community safe.
SPD is one of the first 100 or so agencies in the nation to start using this type of training. And the officers are virtually immersed in everyday scenarios. Sometimes they need to reach for their stun gun. Other times, it's their handgun. On this screen you can see behind this trainee here, we were able to see what the officers see in their headset. At the end of each training session, those trainees can look back to see what they did well and where they can still improve.
Ultimate goal in any situation is to de-escalate and make it a safe environment for all peoples involved, whether it be the citizens, the neighbors, or the person experiencing a crisis. That's our ultimate goal, and so this just gives us more tools and more opportunity to learn those.
The department stun gun company Axon is facilitating this training. All officers will take part starting the first week of February.
All right, good morning, everybody. Your 10-second takeaway on a Friday morning. It's a cold, foggy start, certainly in downtown Spokane into the valley. Winter layers on this morning. Temperatures in the mid-20s, so it's going to be cold waiting on that school bus. 35 will be our high today.
Nearly half of U.S. adults say the nation's health care system has major problems. That's according to the latest Gallup report. And for the first time in a 20-year trend, the number of adults who rated the system as poor jumped above 20%. Those who rated the quality of the U.S. healthcare system as excellent or good dropped below 50%. Satisfaction has remained high among adults ages 55 and older, but declined among young and middle-aged adults. And that may be a reflection of views on abortion access and other changes that happened during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Well, the new 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is seeing a significant rise in use. Operators have answered more than 2 million calls, texts, and chats so far. The nonprofit operating the service says its easy access has led to that increase in use. The Biden administration has invested nearly $1 billion in that line. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:41.
We will be back with a few other stories, plus Mark's full forecast right after this break.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Here we grow again. Even more fun is headed to Spokane Tribe Casino. You love Caesars Sportsbook, the Grill and Bar, and larger variety of games we recently added. Gear up for a new food court, a completely smoke-free gaming area, a state-of-the-art entertainment venue, and more. Things just keep getting better. Get in on the $100,000 giveaway and your chance at the $50,000 grand prize in honor of 5 great years of Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
It's back. If the Gonzaga men's basketball team wins the 2023 National Championship, Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning will refund all eligible equipment purchased from Bill's Heating and Air between January 15th and March 15th. Yes, you heard that right. So call today and get your new instant hot water tank, furnace, or AC unit. Treat yourself to heated floors or many of the other products we offer at Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Terms and conditions apply. Go to callbillsheating.com for more.
When we designed the all-new Honda Pilot Trail Sport, we made it adventure ready. With features like off-road tuned suspension, an enhanced all-wheel drive system, all-terrain tires, and trail launch. So you can blaze new trails. The all-new Pilot Trail Sport, the most off-road capable Honda SUV ever.
At Papa Murphy's, we do more than just pizza. We do meatballs and marinara.
Papa Murphy's does meatballs?
Oh, I think you mean I do the meatballs and marinara?
And how do you do it, Dad?
How do I do it? How do I do it?
Oh, well, we do it with savory ground beef
covered in tangy marinara. That's how, honey.
At Papa Murphy's, we make great pizza.
And don't forget the meatballs.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Weather Alert Days on 4 News Now.
That means weather that could be a threat to your family's safety.
The First Alert Weather Team pinpoints the most impactful and dangerous days, warning you early, on air and online. Weather Alert Days, another way we're keeping you safe on 4 News Now.
Not attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now.
Call 1-800-435-6817.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Spokane Boat Show.
It's now 6:44. In Washington, the average monthly cost of full-time childcare is $1,044 per child. That's about $261 a week and $12,528 a year. Again, that's just one child. Senator Patty Murray is celebrating what she calls a major victory, having secured an additional $1.8 billion in funding for childcare nationwide.
Washington will get $110 million of that funding. Kira Bauer of Little Scholar Center says one of the biggest factors driving up her costs is employing a qualified staff. The childcare industry is facing employment shortages like so many other industries. Childcare directors are now trying to incentivize qualified, attentive staff with worthwhile pay. All of these hires are being tasked with juggling several skill sets to help advance children in the early stages of life.
People think that we're just providing daycare services. That is that's the minimum of what we provide here. Health and safety, that's first and foremost. But when you're talking about curriculum, you're talking about understanding your child's learning style, you're talking about preparing them for kindergarten.
Now, many centers are competing for a small number of child care provider candidates, and they're aggressively recruiting. Kira says child care providers are paid about $23 to $25 an hour.
It's been 3 years since the first COVID-19 case was confirmed in the United States, when a Washington man who had recently visited Wuhan, China, tested positive in 2020. The World Health Organization says the virus still has not settled into a predictable pattern. Since then, there have been more than 102 million cases in the United States, and more than 1 million people have died. COVID was the leading cause of death in the U.S. in both 2020 and 2021. Data not yet available yet for 2022.
Well, T-Mobile customers, watch out. The company revealed a hacker stole personal information of 37 million customers in November. The stolen data included users' names, addresses, emails, phone numbers, and dates of birth. But no social security numbers, credit card information, PINs, or passwords were exposed. T-Mobile says it's now in the process of notifying affected customers.
Here is your live look this morning, and that's pretty much what you'll see for a lot of your drive-in, at least around the Spokane area. It looked like North Idaho looking pretty good earlier.
A lot clearer than here, at least.
Yeah, no doubt about it. By the way, the lights at Cali Park have now gone dark for the season. We turned them off yesterday. So, and now, as you can see, visibility to see other lights in town, very limited. So be careful. We do have, again, limitations between Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, but Coeur d'Alene looking pretty good. You have very little representation of sight into Omak because of dense fog there. So we look up into Coeur d'Alene, US 95 and Handley, looking pretty good. Again, if there's any fog, it's very light. Also into Sandpoint. So really, it's here that we're seeing it. 35 degrees. Again, we do have some fog out there. Some of that freezing to roadways, the roadways without de-ice on them, could very well have some black ice or slippery conditions. Just take it easy. 24 with patchy freezing fog for tomorrow morning. Now we have temperatures in the mid-20s right now, 25 in Omak, but Winthrop went from 11 to now 7 degrees, and we've got 24 over into Moses Lake with a fairly clear sky. We're going to see in our 4-day forecast pops of flurries into areas of North Idaho yet today, but we're going to see this roll through. Now for Spokane, less than an inch as it rolls through. As it comes into Lookout Pass, 2 to 4 inches there, 1 to 2 into Kellogg. So that gives you an idea that it really is going to be an elevational event, and we won't see much here. And still scattered showers coming in Monday into Tuesday for the areas of Idaho. Temperatures for today are going to be into the mid-30s, 37 though into downtown, 35 into Spangle. Fairchild will cap out at around freezing at 31 degrees. We look at the planning forecast. More colder weather coming in, but it's going to be dry. 36 on Saturday. Again, partly cloudy, then increased clouds, then that evening snow event with less than an inch expected for the Spokane Coeur d'Alene area. Sunday, 33 and partly cloudy with sun breaks in the afternoon. And then looks to be cloud cover and highs of around freezing Monday, Tuesday, even into Wednesday, Thursday, 34 degrees. Overnight lows are going to be in the low to mid-20s. Yeah, it's going to be chilly. All right, time now for the ski report. You're getting ready for the weekend. And today we've included the snow from Wednesday night into Thursday morning. 29 degrees, the forecast high 49 degrees north with 9 inches. You're going to be able to find still some areas of powder, packed powder and groomers. Lookout Pass, did not pick up as much as those areas to the north of us. 2 inches of fresh with packed powder. Into Schweitzer. Again, they've had some amazing weekends, 7 inches now, and you have 86 inches at the peak, and you got packed powder. And again, everybody's running really good groomers. Silver right in there with machine groomed surfaces. After being closed for some maintenance, they're open this weekend. Mount Spokane, 28 for the high, 6 inches of snow. We showed you that yesterday morning. So groom, machine groom, and there's going to be some pockets of powder up there as well. All the better to fall into. So you can make some plans, and you know, this is the good snow to train on because it's not real hard. The groomers are great, and it really will make it delightful.
Okay.
Going to be good pretty much wherever you go.
Sounds like it. It's now just about 10 minutes before the hour. Your morning sprint is coming up next.
Thanks so much for waking up with Good Morning Northwest on this foggy Friday morning. We'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
Rocks in the treetop all day long, hopping and bopping and singing this song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin going tweet, 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 rockin' robin.
Chowila Casino continues to be the place that treats you right in 2023. Earn entries now by playing your favorite games to win a share of $8,600 cash and a big screen smart TV. Prize drawings start at 5 p.m. Saturday, January 28th. Sports betting, table games, food, and jackpots. Chowila Casino, we are the place that treats you right. 100% non-smoking, north of Spokane on Highway 395.
More Furniture is ringing in the new year with incredible savings.
With store-wide sale pricing, it's easy to find the best values to outfit your home for 2023. And right now, you'll get 60 months interest-free financing.
Create the bedroom of your dreams, gather the family in a dreamy new dining room, or relax in style with oversized comfort.
All with 60 months interest-free financing during the New Year's sale at More Furniture. Visit morefurniture.com to preview all sales special.
Hey folks, Jay Uner here. Northwest Motorsport is celebrating 14 years of trucks, and more trucks. Come check out what's new at Northwest Motorsport. Northwest Motorsport is the best place to buy hundreds of diesel and four-wheel drives in all makes and models. No bones about it. We also have new inventory every day. Come check out what's new at nwmsrocks.com/anniversary. Say big on trucks, and more trucks. And tell them Bone sent ya.
Oh yeah, it's Globetrotter game time. Get ready for the Harlem Globetrotters 2023 World Tour. Presented by Jersey Mike Subs. All new, non-stop action, amazing basketball skills, 4-point shots, high-flying dunks, and more. Get tickets for the whole family, where you can be part of the action. Playing Spokane Arena and Beasley Coliseum January 23rd and 30th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com/EastWA.
PB&J?
PB before we go.
P before we go.
P before we go.
See you tomorrow?
Yeah.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now. This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
6:53 is your time. Let's get you up to speed on everything you need to know for your Friday and your weekend here in the Morning Sprint.
Sydney Charles with the latest details on a bill that'll make it mandatory for members of the clergy to report child abuse.
Mark Peterson is here telling us about some dense fog to start your Friday.
But let's get to Destiny Richards live with breaking details of a fire at a home in Deer Park.
Still lots of firefighter presence here on East A Street in Deer Park. The fire is out, but we do know that one person has died. Right now, we just still have firefighters on scene to make sure nothing sparks back up, and an investigation is starting as well. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office is here to assist in that. We don't know any further details about the person, how they died, but we'll keep being on scene until we learn more information, as the cause of the fire is still being investigated.
All right, good morning, everybody. In the First Alert Weather, and that First Alert Weather app free and available in the App Store. We do have the fog. We do have 26 degrees. You want to wear layers, your winter layers. Talking about the forecasted snow that's going to be coming in. This is going to happen on Saturday afternoon, about 3, 4, maybe 5 o'clock. We're expecting less than an inch here in Spokane, an inch to 2 inches into Coeur d'Alene, and we could see up to 4 to 6 inches potentially at Lookout Pass, Kellogg 1 to 2 inches. So that gives you an idea where it's elevational. Today we're going to be in the mid-30s. Grand Coulee, you're there. Pullman, you're there as well. Here's a look at the next 12 hours. The fog this morning, cloud cover throughout the 11, and again that high of 35 this afternoon.
Well, from gun violence to online school threats, parents say they're worried about their kids' safety at school. To ease some concerns, the Central Valley School District talked about their efforts to improve school safety and opened up the floor to hear from parents at an information night yesterday. Central Valley says its safety plan is a combination of lessons. Central Valley Superintendent, who was at the information night, said they'll be working on improving protocols and on the concerns brought up in the meeting. You can find the link to the current safety plan for CVSD on KXLY.com.
The FBI is investigating a series of attacks and threats against reproductive health facilities. The attacks include acts of arson and vandalism in several states, including Washington, Oregon, and Colorado. Attackers are also accused of throwing a Molotov cocktail at a health center in California. Attackers targeted pro- and anti-abortion establishments, including one Planned Parenthood and several crisis pregnancy centers. The FBI is offering a $25,000 reward for information that helps identify the people responsible for those attacks.
In about an hour, Washington lawmakers will hear a bill that would make it mandatory for members of the clergy to report child abuse. Currently, Washington is one of the only states in the country that does not list clergy members as mandatory reporters. Specifically, House Bill 1098 would require members of the clergy to report child abuse or neglect to law enforcement if they have reasonable cause to believe it happened. The bill says any member who knowingly fails to make a report is guilty of a misdemeanor, unless that information is obtained as a result of a confession. The bill's hearing begins at 8 a.m. this morning in Olympia.
In Washington State, the average monthly cost of full-time child care, $1,044 per child. That's about $261 a week and $12,528 per year. Senator Patty Murray is celebrating what she calls a major victory, having secured an additional $1.8 billion in funding for child care nationwide. Washington will get $110 million of that funding. Kira Bauer of the Little Scholars Center says one of the biggest factors driving up her cost is employing a qualified staff. The childcare industry is facing employment shortages. Childcare directors are now trying to incentivize qualified, attentive staff with worthwhile pay. You can read more details about what challenges the industry is facing at KXLY.com.
You're looking at one of the security cameras already in place at Lewis and Clark High School parking lot. During Wednesday night's school board meeting, a unanimous vote approved the addition of even more cameras in the parking lot. Now more than 30 cameras are on their way at a cost of more than $300,000. Those new cameras will be monitored by school administrators. LC students have been victims to a decent number of crimes in the parking lot, and the school hopes these cameras will bring in an increased sense of security to campus. The new cameras will be installed and in use within the next 2 months.
The new 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is seeing a significant rise in use. Operators have answered more than 2 million calls, texts, and chats so far. The nonprofit operating the service says its easy access has led to that increase in use.
And coming up next on Good Morning America, the latest on the cross-country storm slamming the Northeast this morning, bringing as much as a foot of snow to some areas. And we'll check in with our forecast right after this break.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
Over the thousands of personal injury cases we've won for our clients, often the person who is injured hesitates to get a lawyer at first for fear of hurting the at-fault party. The truth is, their insurance company is already making a case to keep you from getting compensated.
If you've been seriously injured, don't wait to call Craig Swap and Associates. We'll only represent your interests so you can recover physically and financially. Craig Swap and Associates. One call, that's all.
Not attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now.
Call 1-800-435-6817.
Half an hour away from sunrise, and boy, it's hard to see things out there. Was that fog, some of that thick in places around Spokane, and freezing fog as well. So we're going to have a high today at 35. Tomorrow it's going to be 36. More importantly, it'll be Saturday. But we do have afternoon snow that's coming in. Less than an inch for Spokane. That's going to start about 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon into the evening. Sunday should be a dry day with 33. That's going to be chilly next week. Highs of just 32 degrees. So be on the lookout for that.
I'm a little disheveled and out of breath. I almost forgot the script toss, and I had to run over there. So here we go. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you with an update in a few minutes.
See you through GMA.